Sunday, we celebrated the Feast of Christ the King, the last Sunday of our liturgical year. I really think that these readings really call us to look back and to remember. To remember not only just this past year, but to remember really all years. And we're reminded that God is the Good Shepherd, the one who looks for and seeks each and every one of us out, seeks us out to love us and to be present with us and to protect us. And Jesus is the first fruits of all of those who have gone before us, reminding us of the resurrection. We are a different people because of the resurrection. We share in the hope and the newness of life. And we're also reminded in our readings about that last judgment day. How are we going to be judged? We're going to be judged by the way we treat one another. How well, really, are we able to see Christ in every other human being? Calling us, I think, really to get back in touch with the wonder and the essence of our God. It's not about the rituals and the rhythms so much as it is about our relationship with God and our belief in that ever-present presence of God in our lives. These readings, I think, call us to get back in touch with our center, the center of our being, that doorway, if you will, to relationship with God. And just a week or so ago, I attended a funeral for my Aunt Doris. She was my mother's youngest sister, and she was the last of a generation. And so my cousins and I found ourselves talking and remembering the stories, not just the stories of Doris, but the stories of that whole generation and even the generation that preceded that. The joys and the sorrows, the laughter and the tears. And in the sharing of those stories, we discovered that we were seeing that generation in each other. We were seeing that generation in our facial expressions, in our mannerisms, in our laughter, and how they passed on their goodness, how they passed on to us what it means to be good, what is the difference between right and wrong. They passed on their faith, they passed on their dreams. And then we had this awareness that, we are now the elders. We are the shepherds. We are the first fruits. We pass on the foundations of what is right and what is wrong. And I called to mind a poem I have recently read. It's entitled Becoming an Elder by Kathy Carmody. And she says in the last stanza of her poem, leaving behind the rigor of my intellect, I become a single candle in the darkness, offering myself as a beacon for others to create their own path. I become an elder. As we leave this liturgical year and prepare to step into the new year and to step into Advent, perhaps a question for us to think about is what wants to be birthed in us this Advent? What will awaken for us that wonder of God that is within us? What is the story? The story of this last liturgical year, the story of these previous years. What is the story asking of you? What is the story asking of us? So that Advent hope can become alive. We are called. We are the elders. We are the ones continuing the story. What is the story asking of you this year?